Puts us in a good position for the race.
Hello, welcome to the final round. Round number 19 in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Now, unfortunately, the US recording got deleted, or through my own mistake. And we're here for the race in Brazil. I did not qualify since all the championships are wrapped up. I did win the US Grand Prix, which only the qualifying survived. So I hope you at least enjoyed that qualifying lap, where I qualified on the harder tires into Q3 and end up, even with rain, in victory lane number 1, position number 1. So here we are, Brazil starting from the absolute back, did not set a time, and that means of course I am all the way at the back. So let's set up the tire strategy. Nope, I guess I'm not. I'm just going to show you the grid first. So it's Lewis Hamilton on pole positions, next to him Sebastian Vettel, Nico Rosberg in third, Fernando Alonso fourth, and Perez, Raikkonen, Mark Webber, Felipe Massa, Felipe Massa, Hülkenberg, Button, Paul di Resta, Adrian Sutil, Ricardo, Gutierrez, Maldonado, Bottas, Verne, Bianchi, Pic, Chilton, Rido, and then myself, 22nd place. Not sure why I'm checking the engine status. Oh yeah, I forgot to pick the engine again, which I always do after. Yeah, issues here with setup, so that's why I am on. No, I didn't even. Of course, they didn't set a time, and I forgot to load my setup, so I went out again to put it back, so I didn't have to drive with the default setup. Actually, drive with my proper setup because I forgot to load it before I quit out of qualifying. So that was a bit too hasty of me. And so not changing anything to the setup, just checking if it is actually the one I was driving with. So
okay guys, let's get these changes made.
Gonna start, of course, again pick the tire this time around. Gonna picking the prime tires to start off with, playing around with what maybe will not work. Of course, I want to get the primes out of the way and be on the speedier tires for the rest of the race. It's a dry race, as you can see. Start to the left of the strategy window, 0% chance of rain, which is actually quite unique here in Brazil. Usually it's always a mix of wet and dry throughout the race, but I guess I am lucky today. It's also a pretty short track, 71 laps, and it's about 1 minute. What if you pick the average time, 1 minute 13 or something average per lap. So going from, of course, you start with slower laps in the beginning and end up with 112s, 111s near the end. Well, 112 probably, I guess. I'm not sure what the fastest time of the race is, but I'm pretty sure I will hopefully grab it. So yeah. Still doubting. And I'm like, am I ready to go? Yes, I'm ready to go. There we go. So getting settled in the car, getting the Lotus out on track with the Mercedes contract for next single player season in the bag. So here we go out again. There is me, all the way at the back. That's a lot of cars ahead of me. Need to be cautious. Should be alright. I'm a pretty poor starter anyway, so I don't think I'll be in too much trouble at the first corner, since I'll probably be a little bit back. Decent starts. Not using any curves, I think. Sneaking up the insides. Avoiding contact quite nicely, staying on the outside line, almost tapping Bottas. And after one or two corners, I should say, through the CNS, I'm moving from 22nd into 14th place. Will I remain safe? Nope, they're braking a little bit hard. Ooh, as the Sutil there drives into me. So a little bit of contact. But we're doing alright into the very twisty, turny midsection of this track. And Sutil contacts with Gutierrez, spins his car around, and it's another pass down. I'm on the inside trying to take advantage. Nope, can't do it yet. Trying to hold it. Can't quite make it there. Braking a little bit later. And making the pass on Gutierrez into 12th place, and we haven't even completed one lap yet. So, starting off pretty damn well. So now using the remainder of my curves to give my as much straight line acceleration. It's a very long straight which goes up and then down and then up again into the braking zone before plunging down again into the center S, and I've caught up pretty much underrested during the braking zone there. Bit cautious on the throttle, of course, we're still on heavy on fuel. But I get much better acceleration than the Force India, and it's an easy pass before turn 4. And I'm already in 11th place, and Hulkenberg is up next. Going a little bit wide, having to lift off, going down to 3rd gear. Which gives almost the rest an opening, but not enough. There was plenty of a gap left. And we throttle out again. I love that sector of the track. You have to use the curbs, but you have to be careful on them as well, since they can at least throw out the backhand. Quite tricky indeed. But overall I was quite happy with how the car handled. So there you go, 1:16.007, the pace is set, lap 3. DRS is open. Hopefully I'm within shot of Hulkenberg. Look at that, 6th should be enough. Wing opens up, get better acceleration before the wing already opens up. And even if he has DRS open, I get almost alongside him, outbrake him, leave enough space and overtake him on the outside. So very nicely done.
Excellent work. Try to keep this pace.
A lap later in the lap then, catching Button, good exit, using of course the burst of curves up the hill, getting much better speed onto the straight. He defends the inside line, I open the wing, almost tried to squeeze me off, and it's a pass down. Kimi is up ahead in 8th place. Wing opens up. And it's another pass, and I'm in 8th place into lap 4. So far doing great. The gap to Perez up ahead is about 2.4 seconds if I saw it correctly. Went pretty quick. and 2 laps later it's down to 0.8. So currently I am flying in the opening stages of the race. There's a Ferrari of Alonso that's ahead of Perez, and then a Red Bull, which is probably Webber. Fortunately, no will pass here. I'm making a pass here. Ooh, little twitch on the back. Still get the power down decently enough, and with the curse, I should still get the run on Sergio. Wing opens up, hitting the rev limiter, and I can brake later. Locking my tires a bit, making the corner. Of course, it throws me a little bit back to Alonso. Still get the DRS, which would help limit the damage and help me defend from Perez, and it's all fine. Lap number 7. We're behind Alonso again. He goes wide, but can't take an advantage later on in the lap. Then on the straight, so far it's been my favorite overtaking spot this race. This time I'm on the inside. Brake a bit earlier since I probably have to line it. Take a bit of grass. Alonso holds it there, and finally has to give way. Alonso wanted to help the position, so good defending, and actually get the DRS there as well, which is actually kind of nice. So lap 8 now, chasing Webber, and I go a bit wide, so that's not going to help. Get a bit of grass on my tyres, and then Perez has passed Alonso for 7th place. You can see the McLaren in my mirrors on the left-hand side. So quite a far back now from Webber, but it's not a problem. Close the gap into lap 9. I'm setting purple sec times at the moment. Getting a good drive, avoiding wheel spin, and we're already riding the slipstream of the Red Bull. We go on the outside again, using all the track and a little bit more. Set the fastest lap at the 1:14.850. Catching Webber as well.
We're 5 positions up on where we were expecting to finish.
So far on the slower tyre, I've caught up into 5th place. So starting well, 10 laps gone, 61 to go. There was confirmation on the screen of the fastest lap. Lap 11, and I'm into a bit of a gap. I'm currently on a clean lap, of course. Allowing to drive my own pace. I look like I'm set to improve my time. The gap was around 3.4, what is it? 3.4 seconds to Felipe Massa, and now the fastest lap is reduced even lower to 1:14.620. 12 laps into the race. And of course, remember I started on the harder tyres, the prime tyres, while everybody else in front of me is on options. And another improvement, 1:14.472. Another 10th and a half, and the gap is down to 2.7 seconds. So we're closing in Massa fast. Lap 15 and backmarkers start to show up. It's Charles Pic, the first one I meet. And there's a Marussia that looked like it came out of pit lane almost. Max Chilton. Pass him on the outside, very little room on this particular straight. And actually go wide, keeping him 4th this time around though. And we can see the Ferrari of Massa getting closer and closer to Ferrari. Now we're even closer. And I improved another purple sector at the end of sector 3 onto the straights. Bit of wheel spin on the back. Still decent enough exit. And we should be able to try and pass Felipe pretty soon. Yes, I improved the lap by 10th to 1:14.333. And we should now be within striking distance of Felipe Massa. If we get a good exit, we do. Wingers open up. Massa goes defensive. We get beside him. Brake a little bit later. Easy pass on the outside. Well done. 2:10s under my own time so far. Lap 17. Mercedes are ahead. They're both very close together. Rosberg in front. Hamilton behind him. I'm looking at the back of Lewis Hamilton. Still 2:10s under my own lap time. Looking for another improvement. Maybe get a light draft on the Mercedes already. I don't know. Let's see if we get the DRS. Yes, we do. And bam! A 1:14.153.
You're coming up on a group of slow-moving cars. Try to pass them quickly.
Deck markers coming out the pit lane. Ooh, one almost runs into me. The Williams there. So not really an opening there. Gonna have to stick behind these guys for a lap. Run wide, go down the third to keep the corner. But I'm good on brakes, and there are more back markers in the way for the pair of Mercs ahead of me. Rosberg gets sort of pushed wide by the Marussia, having to slow the way down. Lewis Hamilton takes advantage, and I take advantage. And then the same happens to Lewis pretty much later. He doesn't lose as much as Rosberg did though. But I have got to run him in my roadie on the outside. Matching top speed, get a bit of extra push with the wing. And on the rubber line, I get enough braking to slow it down. I'll make the corner just fine. So now we're into second place. And we started from the back. The fight for the podium is already well on the way. 2.8 seconds is the gap to Sebastian Vettel. 2.2 seconds is the gap. A little bit further in the same lap. And here I almost screw up myself by accidentally pressing the camera button. 1.9 is the gap, and I've got Vern ahead of me, blocking me a little bit. I have to lift off even a little bit as I make the pass, and somehow cause the collision. And I also go wide, so not sure what the heck happened there or why he even got it. Maybe he was still there on the inside. I didn't even feel a bump, and even now it's hard to see what actually happened. So make your guess and let me know in the comment section. And a wobbly force in the air.
Vettel is pitting.
And Vettel is in the pits, so I take the lead. And we have another force in the air. Paul di Resta, he moves out the way. So not much on the bottom, a little bit of extra boost of DRS. Maldonado. Sneak up on the inside as fast as I can. I need to get a move on. Vettel sets the fastest lap, 1:13.310, almost his full second quicker than my current best lap. Of course, I'm on worn tires, they're on clean tires. Hamilton improves it slightly at 1:13.189. Almost, literally almost a full second quicker than me. So, reaching near the pit window. There we go, here's the notice, lap 26. And there's a Marussia coming into the CNS, which means I have to slow down quite a bit. Get a bit of DRS for my trouble. And here we are, heading between the white lines, ready to make my first stop. The first of 2 pit stops. If I don't make any mistakes, that is, and we get some damage. No damage, of course, this time around. 1, 2, 3.1 seconds. A nice stop, very quick, and I'm onto the option tires now. Up back up to standard. I dropped down to third. Do I drop any lower? Doesn't seem like it. Rosberg's quite a bit behind already. And there we go. After my first stint, 27 laps in, I went from 22nd to third. And that's a hell of a first stint. Now, of course, we need to keep that up. Make a move on as fast as we can once we have fresh rubber. Up 27. Few guys in more. There's Chilton again. Two rest are struggling on the exit. And the harder tyres. I open the wing. Slows down. No issues there. And now, of course, hot lap on my first time out. Hamilton improves the lap 1:13.008, while my current best lap is a 1:13.854. Of course, I had traffic on the way, so that will make a lot of sense. This is later on in that lap, lap 29. 8 tenths quicker than my previous, which means I'm on the way to beating it. And Hamilton had some serious slowdown by that Williams, and I'm right behind him. So I got lucky there for sure. And I set a 1:12.878, the first one into the 1:12s. Hamilton backset sooner than Alonso had. And P2 is mine. Not even halfway in the race yet. So now it's time to chase Sebastian Vettel. At 34, the gap is 5.9 seconds, and I improved the furthest lap even further, fastest lap, sorry, to a 1:12.749. Another 10th down on what the previous best was, so doing well. Lap 35. Vettel still 5.1 seconds ahead, and a little bit messy here. The two back markers. Ricardo passing Chilton and me passing Evan to pass the both of them. It's very dangerous sometimes. I just passed another back marker, but I was catching Vettel quite quickly. The gap is down to 1.1. I get DRS already. Maybe after Marussia. 0.6 is the gap already. Can we make a pass on Vettel already? Goes defensive. I move to the outside and it's pass done. There you go. You get this room. I slipped down to second to make the corner.
Currently we're 9th place.
And we're in the lead. Bottas goes off the track, allowing me an easy drive past. Yes, of course, does Vettel. There we have Hülkenberg in 11th. So, not too long ago, I was down on this guy. And now I'm taking him on the outside, putting him a lap down.
The next car, he should let you past.
Vettel is 4.6 seconds behind. Again, maneuvering myself through the back markers while also passing each other. Lap 48. My second planned pit stop. Front tires are not looking too hot. We've got 19.2 seconds for Sebastian Vettel. So we've pulled quite a gap, and of course he's made a pit stop as well. I think he's on the prime tires at the moment. 19.1. I'm on worn tires now. I really love this mid sector there. The curbs are so big. Very nice to use, and of course you can't really use them to brake. You use the curb more on the exit of that one, and more on an entry there. The most important thing is just to keep it smooth. Just focus on the exit, especially this one is very important. So that was a pretty good one. Got my tyre on the right side. The guy's telling me to pit. Alonso sets the fastest lap to a 1:12.632. which is only 1/10 quicker than my own personal best. Of course, I'm not doing that right now. I'm doing a 13.7, which is almost a lap down. So lap later, Alonso's still going quicker. 1:12.493. It's time for me to pit. 17.1 seconds is the gap to Sebastian Vettel as I pit for the last time. Will I come out ahead of the Red Bull? And I should have the faster time, so even if I do get out behind him, it shouldn't be much trouble to pass him. And of course, it will be good for me if I don't have to.
At the pit exit, watch out as you rejoin the track.
It's a pretty short pit lane and a very speedy exit. Alright, let's look behind us.
You have no more scheduled.
Nope, we come out ahead.
Look after your tyres.
Lap 50, what's the gap? 2.7 seconds. So actually a few seconds margin as well.
Is trying to save fuel.
And he's on fuel saving mode. So now it's time to control the race. Don't do anything silly. And try to work on that gap at the same time. There's a Caterham ahead of me. We'll be left pretty soon. Again, 2 back markers. Getting a little bit messy. Currently sourced purple sector times. And a new option rubber. The McLaren holds a very wide line. Jensen Button. And now he slows down, and I've improved the time to 1:12.183. Some 3/10 quicker than Alonso's previous fastest lap time. That's confirmation.
Fastest lap of the race. Keep that up.
Get the DRS of the Marussia, and Vettel is already 4.5 seconds behind. So here we are then. Doing well. Good exit. The long, not really a straight, but it's pretty much a straight. You can just flat out. Bam! 1:11.796. That's what we like to see. So even with doing slow, I'm not really doing slow. 6.1 is the gap, and there were a big pack of cars. Webber on the left, the rest are on the right. Vettel 7.5 seconds behind. And there's Raikkonen. So passing quite a few people. On my way, Bottas lap 17, or number 17, or P17, and then Gutierrez P13. Bit wibbly wobbly. Bottas actually passing Gutierrez, but he's gonna head to the yield anyway. So 1:14.205. So the back markers do slow you down. But I got a margin to Vettel, 13.1. And a little bit later, it's 19.4. So we're already in the late stages. Of course, the track is very, very quick. And if it's a dry race, like today, it's a, pretty quick event. "19 seconds, very safe margin." And I'm about to start to show you guys what basically is a victory lap. 2 championships quite early on in the bag. And the last 2 laps, I guess, why not?
Looks like this is going to be your finishing position, so let's make sure to keep it clean and bring the car home
2 laps to
safely.
go, 20.7 seconds. Sometimes I forget what I just edited 20 minutes ago, but whatever. enjoy these rides. And I'll go silent for a minute. Alright, there you go. So, little heads up, as a bonus, as you might have seen already, I will upload the 100% version of this race unedited with the face cam, so you can look at my grumpy looking concentrated face and live commentary actually on the racing at hand. Of course, it's not as much commentary going on. And here I am weaving, celebrating, only hitting the grass and almost the wall actually. Not really having hurrying up 22 seconds. And it's just a few more corners through this little bend here. Ignore it how I'm slowing down since I'm taking quite a tight line through there. Actually, get a little bit wide on the entry. I tend to slower than my previous lap. Of course it doesn't matter. Still using my curse. And here we go! Onto the win in Sao Paulo, Brazil! First place for the Lotus driver after a very, very successful championships with only a few very poor races. Mainly Belgium was so disappointed where I quit.
Number 1 in the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. The boss is speechless. We couldn't have hoped for any more. Truly stunning performance.
Thank you very much. Of course, very happy. In the end, 26 seconds ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Lewis Hamilton is 3rd. Then Rosberg in 4th. Good result for him. Felipe Massa 5th. Then Sergio, Kimi, Jensen, Mark, Nico, Daniel, Ricciardo. Basically everyone from Kimi down is 1 lap down, and is actually not that far away from Sergio in the end. He's 1 minute 13 seconds behind me, which is, yeah, pretty much almost a lap. So there's the Drivers' Championship again. Well ahead, 97 points ahead of 2nd place man Lewis Hamilton. He won the battle for 2nd, and then Fernando Alonso is 3rd. Weber, or Vettel, sorry, drops off a little bit in the end. 230 points, he's in 4th. And then his teammate, Mark Webber, is in 5th, followed by Felipe, Nico Rosberg, and then Kimi Räikkönen, who has 124 points, which of course also helped me secure the Constructors' Championship. Hulky Boy is in 10th. There it is, confirmation, 91 points ahead, 499 points, just short of 500. Looks pretty nice, 91 points ahead of Mercedes. And then Red Bull Racing and Scuderia Ferrari both have the same number. I guess Red Bull had some better results overall, giving them 3rd place in the end. So, absolutely dominating season for myself and the Lotus F1 team. Signed on to Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula 1 team. If I'm ever gonna do a next season. So here we go again. A little party in Parc Fermé. And those Renault sponsors will be off the front of my helmet again, and will be replaced with the Merc logos. Maybe I'll update the helmet design slightly. Still like it, the overall design, so don't think I'm gonna get rid of it. Then we're gonna update it though for F1 2014, which is on the way. I think it's hitting the shelves somewhere in October. Seen the trailer, it's gonna run on the same engine seemingly, so here's the the listings for Season 1. Got 13 fast lap, 11 pole positions, 17 wins. That doesn't seem quite right. I definitely didn't win 17 races out of 19 races, but still did pretty damn good. 1 constructors, 1 beat the rival, got all the teammate challenges, achieved 26 out of 38 objectives. Could be better, could be worse, I suppose, and I ended up with rank 12. Whatever that actually means. So I'll think about it. Maybe we'll do another season, but maybe only with 50% races. I don't know, since 100% races are quite exhausting to do, and they also take quite a bit of time. So there is the World Championship Cup. In my rookie season for Lotus, I won it. And there's the Constructors World Championship as well. Well, actually, I haven't won it, the team has won it, so see you next time, maybe! I hope you enjoyed this season. I hope you'll see will join me for more content in the future. See ya!